Call the June 4th, 2025 meeting of the Coralville Planning and Zoning Commission together. It is 6 p.m. Roll call.
Dokun, Holderness, Sitzman,
Here.
Aaron's, Muneza,
Here.
Winman,
Here.
Friedoff.
Here. Okay. Do I have a motion to approve the agenda?
So
moved.
Second.
Moved and second. Need a vote on that? Approval agenda? Move in second? Nope. Okay, we'll go ahead and move forward with the approval of our May 7th, 2025 minutes. Can I get a motion?
So moved.
Second.
A move and a second. Do we need a vote on that? Nope. Nope. Okay, we'll continue. So we don't have a lot on tonight's agenda. Agenda item number 5 is the zoning code amendment pursuant to City of Coralville Code of Ordinances, Chapter 165. Dave, do you want to walk us through our changes in that code?
Sure. The big changes are in response to recent legislation passed by the state of Iowa. One is Senate File 592, which requires local governments to allow accessory dwelling units. The other is Senate File 652, which changes the criteria for consideration for variances. Those are the two big ones. I also use this opportunity to do other minor updates and edits. I'll just give you an overview of the more notable changes. All the changes have been provided, though, to the commission in a marked up format, so you could see those edits.
Thank you.
So we've added a definition for accessory dwelling units. Item 2 is group homes, residential care facilities, child care homes, child development homes, and home-based businesses have been added to the list of permitted uses. This is really catching up to also past legislation many years, not many, but some years ago that required cities to allow these or make these permitted uses in residential districts. I changed churches to places of worship as permitted uses in all residential and commercial districts. Places of worship just do a better job of encompassing a wider range of beliefs. Excuse me. I removed allowing more than one structure on a single lot in the R4 district. That's old code. The multiple principal structures on a lot are now handled through a PUD. Permitted, provisional, and conditional uses in the C1, C2, and C3 districts have been consolidated and updated. Those uses in the C1 convenience commercial district have been moved to conditional uses to give a greater degree of public review and consideration, and to ensure those uses can fit within a neighborhood context. The I1 and I2 industrial districts, permitted, provisional, and conditional uses have been consolidated and updated. Additional design standards for parking lots are being proposed in the parking and traffic standards. Notably, the code will require headlight screening, landscape islands, and internal connections to public sidewalks for parking areas. These are the same requirements that we allow in the West land use area, and they should be required throughout the city. In addition, parking lot setbacks are being moved from 7 feet to 9 feet. This change will provide larger planting areas necessary for effective screening and to sustain required perimeter tree plantings. So the narrower that setback, the more difficult it is to create any sort of berm, as well as having enough impervious area so a tree can really thrive. This will help that. We don't have bicycle parking requirements. We're adding those to parking and traffic standards. Permit requirements and expirations are being added to fence requirements found in the landscape and appearance standards of the code. This is in response to frequently asked questions. We're also requiring a minimum 5-foot separation between the fence and 5 sidewalks to provide more area for passing pedestrians. And the fence requirements are also being amended to require the finished side of picket fences face toward adjoining property owners or a public right-of-way. It's just a good courtesy. If the owner wants to, they can finish the inside of the fence as well. Tree requirements and the landscape and appearance standards are being amended to allow new homeowners and developers more options and require tree plantings. Previously, we required 1 deciduous and 1 conifer tree. Now we require 1 deciduous tree in the front yard, and they have the option to do a overstory tree, deciduous tree, or an evergreen if they so choose in their backyard. And that's only for new construction. Chapter 165.38B is accessory dwelling units. That language proposed directly reflects the mandate of Senate File 592. And Chapter 165.54 variance is being amended to reflect Senate File 652. In addition, anyone seeking a variance will be required to provide a location survey showing the location of property lines and existing improvements. If a person were to seek relief from strict adherence from area dimensional or other numerical limitations within zoning code, it makes sense that a professional surveyor identify and verify distances and areas to the benefit of the property owner, city, as well as the adjacent property owners. So staff respectfully requests the commission consider the proposed ordinance amendments and make a recommendation to city council.
Thanks, Dave. Those were some great updates. I really appreciate that tree planting update. I think that's gives the private owners a lot of more discretion and get some good native habitat in for our community. So discussion by the commission.
So are you looking for a formal vote or just a general recommendation?
Formal
Formal
vote, please. Making a recommendation to approve the proposed code amendments as proposed.
Okay, I will make a motion that we recommend approval of this.
So I have a motion
Second?
and a second to approve the update of the zoning Coralville, City of Coralville Code Ordinances, Chapter 165. Roll call vote, please.
Aaron's, Moniza, Winman,
Aye.
Right. Sorry, aye.
Sitzman,
Aye.
Friedoff.
Aye. All right, we have passage of those. Hopefully those will produce some good outcomes for us in our community. But nice to have them updated. All right, items, Dave, any items for our July meeting to discuss at this time?
The city's having our development review team meeting on June 11th, so I don't have any specifics. Given the number of projects we have under review right now, I would anticipate a couple of those projects making it out of staff review, and I would anticipate a July meeting. Most of the projects we have right now are residential related, and there's a few things to finalize, but I would definitely imagine a couple would make it out of staff review.
All right, excellent. So we'll be ready to see what happens the beginning of July and await some emails on that. See nothing else on our agenda, can I have a motion for adjournment?
So moved.
Second?
All right, and we are adjourned. Thank you.
Thanks, everybody.